Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Melena Landrio, and I wanted to thank you all for sharing space with me today. Before we begin, I'm going to clear the energy. If you'd like to take a deep breath in and release your day, by all means, please join in and allow the sounds to enter in and entertain that release. I do hope everyone has had a wonderful day. Now, leading into this message, I began to receive a stuffy nose. And the spiritual significance of a stuffy nose is the fact that your energy is blocked when you can't breathe. And while breath represents the ability to be able to receive and also release energy. So this is of significance here. Fairies are also significant in the disclosing of this energy today, and 1241 might also be relevant. So palpitations, heart palpitations in particular, are of significance. And also a bubble of gas surrounding the heart area to be able to create some form of a burp or a belch, or the need to burp or belch. And also a big explosion in regards to this is of significance. And because it's the heart area that I became very aware of, the indication of emotional significance is also of importance. My solar plexus lit up immediately in awareness, and it resonated to me that something I had thought was untrue. And this was the awareness. Then I recalled that I had said something or thought something just before my solar plexus lit up. And by the time I connected any sort of relevance, I had forgotten what was said or thought. And then this idea that because I don't remember, I know that is the truth of it, something that is not meant to be remembered. And then for whatever reason, this made me think of gaslighting. That's what came to my mind. So this could be of significance for today's channeled message. The expression, when you forget something, it must have been a lie, is what came to mind, which also triggered the gaslighting. It's like something was said or something was caused up and out of something so minuscule that it wasn't even observed as anything. It's like in plain sight things were occurring that were so minuscule, and because they were so minuscule, they were just normalized and intertwining within a routine, within a circumstance, within an experience. Because it was so minuscule, it was overlooked. So sometimes we could be in plain view of someone being bullied, and this bullying could be in the form of dog whistling, where somebody manipulates another's experience to get a reaction out of them. So it is so minuscule that the person who is doing the bullying is expressing manipulatively that it is overlooked. But the reaction from someone going through this experience is what's seen and remembered. It becomes something explosive for the abused, as it is meant to target them in their very real pain or trauma. And the bully is looking for a reaction, an experience that's grandiose and with little effort on their part. A form of action that is so minuscule, but magnifying an experience received from their little effort is the basis of a foundation that has been built on this type of behavior. So it's not just a one-off. It's been a construct of simultaneous actions that have occurred over time. Could be a decade, could be a lifetime, a few years. I feel it could be all of the above as a result in connections. And then I started seeing this telephone and a wire. And I'm remembering the telephone game. You know, the one where one person calls another person and says something, and then the receiver is supposed to call another person and repeat said information. But the information gets distorted along the way. It's this type of understanding that everyone hears or experiences in understanding the same thing. And it can become a type of manipulation or a distorted idea. This is the concept of what the foundation is. It's grown and it's spiraled into something from a foundation of a beginning. And that beginning had various viewpoints and life experiences that drove those viewpoints. That is the information disclosed to me by fairies of something that is hidden. So as I began this channel today, this is what I asked of my spirit team, to release to me something that I need to know of that is hidden. The number 4, the number 31, and the number 51 could be of significance, some form of unity as a result of all this discord as well. The manipulation, bully tactics, whatever it is that is trying to create some form of difficulty for you maybe, is actually doing the opposite. So you might be experiencing all of what I'm talking about. And this is what is infuriating for whatever this is that is hidden. Okay? For whoever or whomever is hiding something. Because it is only causing you to become more solidified in who you are. And it's obvious. It's something that's magnified just in complete structure of who you actually are. You cannot, you could go ahead and lie on someone's name and say all the things you want to say to try to make people believe whatever distorted or limited illusion you have in your mind, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because that person's character will always be their truth. You can't hide who somebody truly is. And the fascinating thing about all of this information coming forward is that the mirror of this is that those who are coming up against you are actually the ones who are representing what they say you are. So they can't acknowledge it. They think that they are immune because your existence is triggering them. It's creating some form of discomfort for them. So some of you may not understand this. Your mere presence is shaking up people's personal foundations, and they struggle in how they feel about you or how they feel in their own body when they're around you. Or they have a perception of you or an experience of you because they feel small in whatever they are experiencing. It's like they can't measure up to who you are in their perception of your totality. They have a perception and a belief of who you are. Because they can't measure up, they feel a need to cause some form of distraction to get people away from you. And this is a result of people not wanting to do their inner work, not wanting to look at who they are or at their core, not wanting to admit that they could be wrong or that maybe not as strong as they thought that they were. All perceptions, all constructs. We have this idea in our society, a painted idea in construct, that we must be the best. We must measure up in a certain way to be of significance. For some, it's who's the most pretty. For some, it's who's most fit. For some, who's more successful. And for some, popular, etc., etc. But in the grand scheme of things, not everyone struggles with that personal conflict, belief, or any deliverance of such as acceptance. Not everyone struggles with self-worth, self-esteem issues, and when that is illuminated for someone who doesn't think they have these issues because they believe they are the best or the prettiest or the fittest or the most honorable person in the world, it causes their foundation to crumble because everything they believed, they thought was humble, beautiful, whatever the ramification is, has been challenged by someone who actually organically holds that structure as a firm foundation. So if you're finding yourself coming up against people who are fighting you, or combating you, or going out of their way to distort your image, deliberately creating drama for you, this speaks a lot of volumes, as they don't understand that even in the volumes that they are speaking on, what they believe is a virtuous exploration or journey, are being seen by those around them. But what they are not seeing, because they refuse reflection, is that not everyone has the same viewpoint as them. So in the grand scheme of things, they think they are the truth as this perception they have created in belief. But in reality, the one hiding in who they are, or rather who they believe they are. In reality, they are only hiding from themselves while trying to distort people from seeing you in who you are, in your authenticity, and organically received, because you don't hide from yourself or have done the work to understand not to hide from yourself. Do you see the irony here? This is what's hidden, and this is what's coming into light. Now, I after that point of channeling, I ended up falling asleep, and I woke up from a dream. So 2:39 could be of significance. 2:39 in the afternoon. I woke up from a dream, and I thought something about a murder investigation, something about having a premonition, and something about a cousin, a female. In my dream, I saw a female cousin of mine. So I feel that is significant to this message. That if this message resonates for you, that it is a female cousin that could be the relation. Not my female cousin per se, but that's just the way I understood it was a female cousin. So they were amongst, so I had a dream of a female cousin, so a female. And she was amongst a group of people on a balcony in what appeared to me to be like a hotel or an apartment, perhaps a suite, or an opening of a balcony from a corridor. The balcony was a glass balcony. And I saw them all standing in this balcony area within the entrance of the doorway to the balcony. And the picture was taken across the way from this group of people. I got the sense that this occurred from across the road. This image was taken because I was viewing it from a distance. Like I was seeing it like somebody saw this. I was seeing it like I was seeing a picture, or somebody saw this from a distance. So it gave me the sense that somebody may have taken a picture or video or something from across the road from this balcony. And at that point, I was going to say maybe in a parallel building or structure. Not that I saw a building or structure, but I was going to just say maybe they were in a building or structure. But as I thought that, I felt and I saw it could be a car driving by. Maybe some sort of footage taken that captures this group of, now it was a group of what appeared to me, a 46-year-old woman. It appeared to me to be a group of teenagers or youth. Now, 10:01 on my timer at that point of the message, and I felt that was significant. So when I looked up the meaning of it, it's about embracing change, stepping out of comfort zones. It's a journey in personal growth. So opportunities arise, new goals towards self-improvement, embracing new beginnings, and trusting it will lead somewhere good. So the channel that I had prior to this dream seems to kind of intertwine with this part of the message here. So there could be a lot of relevance between the two. Usually there is. Now, something to do with people. Excuse me, let me just get a sip of water. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, something to do with the people in the picture that I saw in my dream. So they were young people, and I saw a girl, and she had long, dirty blonde hair, green eyes. She was thin. She's very elegant, like an elegant body frame, and beautiful. And she's standing with another girl. And I couldn't see the other girl's face like I could the blonde girl, the dirty blonde haired girl. But I believe this other girl was wearing a deep red dress. To me, it looked shiny, like it appeared like it could be satin or silk. And it made me believe that maybe this group was celebrating something because the girl was dressed up. And I didn't see everybody necessarily dressed up, but the girls seemed to be dolled up. And this girl that was next to the blonde girl had dark brown, wavy, curly hair, long hair, thick hair. It appeared thick. Now, there was a young man with a white shirt. It could have been it could have been a short sleeve shirt. It could have been like a golfing type style shirt with the collar. I couldn't see his arms, but I'm just getting the sense that that's the type of shirt he was wearing. And he had very short, thick, what appeared to be thick red hair, like a strawberry blonde color hair, maybe. It's nighttime in the viewpoint that I'm seeing, or the perception of nighttime is my viewpoint. So maybe his hair was a bit redder, but it felt to me like it was a lighter shade of red. And his hair was also buzzed up the back, like a 3-inch fade, maybe. It was like a longer hair length at the back. And I get the sense that he wore like medium fade blue jeans, and I think he was wearing also a belt. And I knew there was somebody else in the background behind the girls in this picture, but they were in the shadows. And they appeared to be taller as I saw their shadow. And it may have been more than one person behind them. But definitely one person was there. And as I look at the group, I'm seeing them as though I'm watching them from afar. And there is a group of 5 to 6 people sitting, maybe they're kneeling, maybe standing in the center next to these girls. The girls are standing. Now, this centered group of people are on my left. As I'm viewing them, it's my left, the way I'm seeing them, and the girls are on my right. But to the girls, this centered group of people are to their right. And I couldn't make up any of the faces as they were blurred to me. So I don't think they were as significant as the main girl, the guy that's kneeling, the brunette, and the guy in the shadows. So the 2 girls are significant. Someone in the shadows. And the back of the red-headed boy who appeared to be kneeling before the girls in my dream. And I'm not certain why, but this could be leading into some sort of murder investigation. I don't know why I think that. I just woke up thinking this had some relation to something. So maybe somebody witnessed something, either the one taking the picture from across the way or this group of people that I saw in my dream. And the reason why the reason why I say this, I was reminded that there was some information via social media that I came across earlier to this connection earlier this week. And I was reminded of it again today. And this channel, and also in a platform that I barely visit anymore in regards to social media, there may be some relevance here in regards to this. And I feel like there's something about a dead body being found. Yeah, that was something that I saw in the media that I came across. But the interesting thing is that I'm not really seeing it like in like it should be front page news, and I'm not really seeing this. So I don't know why that is. So this could be significant, this message for this this information here. I also feel like there's something, like there's some correlation in that information that I just said, like, and I'm just trying to navigate it as I'm expressing it with you or sharing it with you. Like, for instance, like, I don't go to that particular social media platform. Like, I really honestly can't stand social media. I'm a very, you know, I'm a homebody. I'm not somebody that, I don't know. I just find it very dramatic, and I find it a little too much. And I don't really go on these types of platforms very often anymore. I mean, I once went on them, but I just felt like it just, I don't know, not my cup of tea. But from time to time, I'll find myself going on to catch some sort of business information or whatever it is that I'm in need of finding. And then when I came across that information, and then I woke up from this today, and I was reminded of that, and I was like, well, why is that coming into my mind, like right out of a dream? It was almost like it was within the dream, the construct of it. So I'm not sure if there's relevance there, but it could be relevant, and I don't want to leave it out for that reason. But I also feel like maybe this is also indicative information towards this girl who I seem to be able to see the way she looks, the blonde with the green eyes, the thin build. She's young, like a young girl. Like my daughter, I have a young daughter around this age group. And also something about going on social media platform and not being able to get into your platform. Like after, during a span of time, like 20 hours or more trying to get in, it just won't open. And then like eventually just closing off the device and then reopening it to find out that it's now working. This could have some form of significance as well. And I'm not sure why, but something in relation to all the information that I just shared. Anyways, guys, this is the channel. This is the dream that I had, and this is the information that came from the dream. So I'm sharing it with you, and we're going to jump into a reading and see where this all goes and what comes up. Okay, so I'm being guided to use my oppositions deck. We're just going to jump into this and see where this takes us. So please use your discernment, guys, taking in this message. Some of it may fit for various reasons. There may be information for some of you that's relatable, and some of you it's not. So not all this message is going to relate to you. I do believe this is a collective message. I do believe there's various stories or information within this message. And again, guys, it's all for entertainment purposes. So please just take what is for you and what resonates, and leave the rest for somebody else. There's no point trying to make things fit, okay? Now, I mean, it gets a little deep when you have the end dream part, like for me, because it feels very real what I'm seeing, and I'm wondering, what am I seeing? But, I mean, I don't really know. This could just be a dream, and it's nothing. But maybe it's something, so I share it as it was a session that I would channel. Anywho, let's see what's going on in this energy. What do we need to know and understand what has been hidden? It seems like it wants to stay hidden. This deck is holding on tight. Fairly tightly compacted, the feeling of this deck. It's very constricted feeling, I find too. Okay, so we have Five of Wands here in the reverse. take it like so. Okay, we have the star. So someone shiny, it's influencing some form of fighting. Oh, 9 of Swords. Goal. Okay. Okay, so we have a 5 of Wands here in the reverse. There's something clashing here. You're coming up against something that's just the complete opposite of you. You're clashing. There could even be some form of legal dispute, some sort of discrepancy in the way or being spoken about right now. This card is about calling out misfortunes and frictions. It's usually from a viewpoint in understanding. So you're somebody who understands things and you speak about the things you understand. You don't just randomly brain up stuff. And as it's usually from a viewpoint in understanding, it will create friction for others. And this is the clash. This is the clashing. This is the discord in the 5 of Wands. And it's being influenced by you, the star. So you're shiny. You're embracing your calling. You're somebody who's illuminating darkness. And you're calling forth the light within the structure of darkness to be shed on various topics or experiences, various misfortunes. And you know that you're not alone in this. There are others like you who are also doing this work. And this is creating the 9 of Swords experience for many. This is illuminating for you the need to balance and to remain focused on your pathway, on your way forward, on what you know. Because you're chasing away, and by doing so, you're able to, you know that there's a big need for you to chase away these memories of your inner traumas, your inner shadows and fears, any doubts that you may have. These must be checked and you must come into balance before doing so. And this is why you are the star. And your opponents appear as though like they're coming across as like frustration. Like they're coming across as your frustrations, perhaps. Creating uncertainty maybe in this space where you're trying to balance your actual pathway, where you're heading, and be able to compartmentalize what you know has been, that you've worked really hard through, but could be triggered, right? But because you're somebody who's done the work and you've leveled up to the level of the star, you're somebody who has gone through the dark night of the soul. You have gone through these experiences where you've had to illuminate those shadows in yourself and understand them. So you are going to be met with those who have not done that. And this is going to create uncertainty in your thoughts. And so you have to definitely remain focused on your outcome, remain focused on where you're headed, remain focused on your truth. This is of importance here. What do we have here? Okay, Knight of Swords. Cards are lessening up their tight structure now. Things are flowing. Things are making sense. I hope for some of you. Things are giving space within a construct here. This is too many. One, please. Thank you. You might be finding distractions getting in your way. Okay, you want me to put this here? Okay, so okay, I have to be obedient here. I'm being asked to place this here. I'm going to be directed to read this a little differently than what I was expecting. So a brief moment here. My spirit guides can be funny sometimes. Very to the point, and sometimes I'm not hearing them. And it's like the way they get my attention when it finally hits me, it's kind of humorous to me. Okay, so we have a Knight of Swords. So with the Knight of Swords, this is in the upright. There's a need of reflection within your heart space. Like truly reflect in regards to your ventures and your intentions. Using your morals and your integrity in regards to what you're putting out. You want to use your skills in pursuit of God in regards to the mission moving forward. And there could be danger in this. It's likely minor, an excess in power, according to these cards. But you need to get clear and focused within your heart space, so grounded in your being. This is a need for that. Because having too much like enthusiasm could knock you off the pathway. It may serve to overcome like the difficult test to help you get through it, but it could lead you astray. So it's very important that you check your heart space when moving forward at this type of pace, which is like a fast pace. You're cutting down trees, you've cut down things in the past that have created major change in your environments and in those environments that you spoke your truth. And so this just is a reminder to continue in your moral integrity moving forward in regards to expressing the truth. Yeah, that's what I'm getting with that one. Let's see here. What else? Eight of Pentacles. The World. Death. That's too many. So many. Oh, what have I done? One sec. This could be the blowing up of my deck. Could be the explosion I was talking about in the channel earlier. Something's ready to explode, dynamically speaking. Okay. So we have a Ten of Swords here. And I'll just leave this one as is for now. It might be intertwined with this, but I'll wait till we review. Okay. So while I'm sitting here in this row of cards, which is speaking about the creativity, creating something in your existence, obtaining the world, I just started to reflect upon these two cards, and my nose started to act up, and I started to get an itch in my throat that I actually had to pause the video for a second to itch my throat. I don't know if you've ever had that experience of like an allergy where you get an itchy throat. Sometimes I get that with hay fever, which I just went through this fall. And then again, the stuffy nose, like what I said at the beginning of the video. So this could be relevant in regards to what I'm about to express here in the channeled message for the dream portion, because it's making me get the sense that there may have been some form of allergy or lack of breath that has occurred in regards to something that I had mentioned in the channel pertaining to I think I said it was like let me just go back in my computer here for a second. Going in or coming out of my dream, I knew there was something about a murder investigation, and then having some form of premonition. And again, I saw like a female cousin, and this is in my dream. And this was coming out of it, the understanding that came into my awareness as I came out of it. Like, was that just a murder investigation I witnessed? Is something going on about this? So I don't know why I would have those thoughts. And I mean, the correlation as well that could be in regards to this body, I'm unsure. And, you know, I did see something about it earlier today, so that could be of significance to why it came up. But also, I did see it the other day, and I haven't had any dreams about it until today's channel. So, anywho, I just started to get this intense itch in my throat, so much so that I had to pause my video and blow my nose and try to, and you could still sound, you could hear in my voice how I sound in regards to this. And there's like this, I get this like, in regards to the itch that started to occur, I'm being showed a nervous energy in my hands. Again, something with the hands. I did speak about that in a message the other day. I don't know if there's any relation with that, but the need to speak about hands is again recurring in this message. So just be mindful as I'm reading the message. I may not be saying certain information, but there could be a correlation. So if it resonates with you, you will know. Or yeah, I'm just going to leave it there. You guys should know how to come into tarot in regards to how you take the information. I can't tell you how to do that, but I can say that it is a collective reading, and there's various messages in here. So this will resonate with you guys in whatever way, but I just needed to bring that information in as well. So what I was thinking about with the Eight of Pentacles in this regard, right here, it's underneath the Five of Wands as well. So like reaching excellence, it's like a process of trial and error. and you have worked really hard to get where you're getting, or where you have gotten. You've been through a lot. You may have also experienced a lot of discord, a lot of friction in regards to getting to where you're at, in achieving this goal of excellence. And whatever excellence is for you, it's different for everybody. And the willingness to fail is what has led you to this mastery, because you've crafted something, you've mastered something. And this could be in regards to both, like your professional and your personal growth, as they both occur with refinement, right? We reflect upon what we've experienced and we refine it. Like, okay, I used to do this and now I'm going to try to avoid this and go into this. Like, we start to kind of reflect on how we behave in our personal growth and our professional growth. And this comes from like studying the old versus the new. So studying in reflection could also be significant here. And studying versus old patterns versus new patterns, but also studying in a constant flow is what this card expresses. So somebody could also have been studying somebody in a constant flow, their old patterns versus their new patterns. So stalker energy also comes into mind in regards to this message, if this is resonating for anybody in regards to that side of the message. And then the World card here is, it's essentially about completing a cycle, right? It's, or you're about to. So you may have completed a cycle recently in achieving through this personal growth and this mastery, personal experience in your refinement and being constant in the process of change. Or maybe you're about to gain that because you've been diligent about that. And this is about taking notes of your past to create, and that was very highlighted in the message of this card, was taking notes. So somebody could have been also taking notes of this young girl that I saw, maybe this young girl that I saw that I can describe versus everybody else in that group. Maybe someone was taking notes on her. Trying to create new pathways towards some sort of a future change. And this could also be in relation to that part of the message in that way. But, the world is all about, you've achieved some sort of completion, you're about to, because you've taken notes and you've created new pathways towards your future. And it's about what do you want to experience and what directions you want to go. So there may have been this like understanding of a change, of a choice of change, because you've successfully completed something here and you're full in who you are now, because you have come to that resolution or that conclusion within the major problems or whatever it was that was holding you back in having to recreate or redo the same cycle over and over to learn and master it. So this is could be like a happy resolution for you, or it's creating a lot of peace and harmony for you as you move forward. An excitement. So like a big change has maybe occurred for you in this regard. Maybe you've moved somewhere new. Maybe you're just getting out of your comfort zone. Maybe you came out of something that was very significant that changed you for the better into something new, and now you're stepping into that space of new. And I think that also came up somewhere in the channel that I had mentioned something about moving forward and stepping out of comfort zones. I think it was to do with a number 1001, I believe, like embracing change, stepping out of comfort zones, a journey in personal growth, like opportunities that came up and into play. I believe it was like something about self-improvement or empowerment. So something about a new beginning here for sure in regards to the World card from this card, the Eight of Pentacles, creating and changing and growing and evolving. So for this particular instance, this is in the reverse, the Death card here. And so life and death are forces that we dance with, that we're always dancing within on this conscious plane that we live in. We're always between the birth and the death, but at what space of that interaction and consciousness are we at? We don't know. And I'm sorry, I'm going to read the book here, so it might take me a moment to get through this card because it's a different. I'm being told to read the book part. So it's do not oppose the river of life is coming up. If you resist the dance, you will suffer. If you dance willingly, there will be no pain. If you resist the dance, you will suffer. So somebody could have willingly gone with somebody because they were maybe gaslit, because that came up in the reading as well. And I'm only focusing on this part of the channel because of the throat issue that came up here, and it's just making me think this is it. This is of importance here for this part of the message. So, and the fact that it's in reverse as well. So if you dance willingly, there is no pain, but if you resist the dance, you will suffer. So it's just making me feel like somebody decided to not resist something and make a choice to walk with the current as opposed to going against it. And they followed, perhaps following it with open eyes and acceptance. So like you like, if I look at the whole channel, like the whole existence of this message, the death card could reference like everything that you went through in the past in regards to this Five of Wands energy here, the Nine of Swords, the friction energy of other people, maybe people charging at you with lies and deceit, because there's a lot of lies and deceit in the channel, and the choice that you made to come through it in moral integrity with a pure heart, with an open heart, is a much significance here. And with this death card, you may have left behind a lot that you may have at one point felt you greatly loved and appreciated. A lot of people, a lot of places or experiences that really grew you or that kept you a company in your experience of life for a large portion. Again, this could be decades, this could be a lifetime experience of connections with people. This could just be a few years experience. It could be all of the above. So you'll have to place that where it fits for you guys. But this could also be for somebody that they made a choice to follow somebody, to not create friction, because maybe they felt that would be, maybe they were dealing with some sort of self-reflection, some sort of change in their, they were embracing some sort of change, stepping out of the comfort zone. So maybe in that experience, they chose to go against their intuition. Or maybe they felt that was their intuition telling them to go with the flow of something. And with eyes open and trusting, heart and soul, being a young person, right? Very trusting, loving, hoping that, or not seeing the bad in the world, only seeing the good. And like, and I'm just going to say, like, today, my daughter had an experience for the first time where she realized the importance of walking in groups of people, which I always exclaim to my kids that, you know, you can't go out if you don't have someone with you that you trust. It's very serious for me, that rule, just because of the experiences that I've had in my life. And my daughter had walked by herself and ended up being confronted by a situation that scared her, but made her realize the importance of listening to sometimes the rules that you may not understand why they're being implemented or put in place. But there's reasons for it, because not everybody is wholesome in their heart. Not everybody is walking towards you in the upright. And so this was something that my daughter learned today, She's fine. Everything is fine. Thankfully, there's nothing bad that came of it. But it was an awareness, And as we grow, we get these awarenesses in our life. And so this is happened today with this particular channel, with this particular message. I always look at all the things that took part. So I feel like perhaps maybe for this girl, that I'm assuming it's a girl because it's a female in my dream that I saw. This girl maybe didn't have that lucky escape, is what I'm getting from this card here. So the negative, this card is all about not being able to surrender to transformation. Those who cannot surrender to transformation will be forced by events and spiritual laws. Winds are coming that will push your life towards farther shores. So prepare for the end of attachments and surrender to the arrival of mystery. A break with the past is necessary to realize your future. So some of you, in this message, you've had to break up with people in your past. You've had to cut ties. You had to say, sorry, we're done. This is no longer, you cannot, or you just don't align anymore because of the growth. There's no more, the lessons have been learned. There's no more need for those. And that's the truth of it, right? We live in this life. We're not all meant to, we're all meant to walk each other home, but to what extent? Not everybody is going to be at the finish line with you that started with you. And that's okay. That's just the way it goes. And so in this instance, this could be what this card is signifying for many of you as well. And we have a Ten of Swords here following the Death card. And we also have the Queen of Wands in the upright that came out with it. So I'm going to place these two together because I do feel like there is significance here. And the reason I'm keeping the Queen of Wands here is that the Queen of Wands is somebody who brings beauty to all aspects of life. And with it, peace and harmony entertains it, intertwines it, sorry. So be aware of this, this role here in its sacredness. This is the beauty that you bring in with your relationships, in regards to your friendships, your loving relationships with your family, with your significant others, because you're faithful and you're generous and you're sincere, and especially with mothers who welcome strength and advice. You are an inspiration. So you're somebody who is an inspiration. You could be a mother, and you bring a lot of beauty and a lot of loving energy, a lot of experience. And all of this brings a lot of peace and harmony for those who get to appreciate or who do appreciate what you share, what you bring. So this is significant. So this may have been this young lady that for whatever reason I keep thinking about, because this is a blonde woman here. She looks like a young woman. And she's dressed up as well. And there's the red color beneath her. The dress of the girl that I saw in the dream had a red dress of this color. So, anywho, I felt like it's significant. So place that how it fits, guys. And the Ten of Swords is in the upright. And this is, you've been through a lot of hard and sorrowful battles. And this is understanding that how you've gotten through them and that you're on the other side of them. And I can't help but keep the final test, like it's a test. So somebody could have been put through a test here in regards to this Ten of Swords and all the battles that you've been through, or even maybe even this dream that I had. There could have been a test that was going on. Again, like something so minuscule in my channel, some minuscule behaviors that were unseen that nobody saw that could have been going on that we're testing. The Nine of Swords also represents test. Something about a test here before the final test. And again, the word final is illuminated, the final test. So this could be of significance there. But for the Ten of Swords, this is all about, the seeds that you've planted are bringing you through to better days. You're being renewed, and you're making new bonds, new relationships, new people, new pathways. So, the fact that you said you cut off the past and you're moving forward, the new that you're wanting to bring into your life is now going to start to transpire. And like the Queen of Wands, you bring beauty and honesty and love and very bold, vigorous, alive energy, right? You spark, like your energy really illuminates the room. And this is the star energy as well. So you stand out in the crowd. So this is signifying you stand out. And you're ready, you're ready to change the future for the better. You're ready because you've had the nightmares of the past fuel the dreams for your future. And you are holding on to the hope and the new light in your intentions, because you know your intentions now, because you've learned from the past, with the Eight of Pentacles, all that you've created, all that you've had to finesse and refine in your hardships. You've learned what you like and what you don't like. You don't need anybody teaching you that. You have a clear pathway forward in regards to this, and in who you're going to love moving forward. And that's just the presence of the Ten of Swords in this particular deck. So where do I want to go from here? Okay, where is this going to go from here? Let's see. So we had a Fool card in the upright, so a new journey. You're embarking. Someone's embarking. Knight of Wands in the upright as well. Strength card. And the Seven of Swords, all in the upright. So with the Fool card, this one is all about it's all about the destinations that you're going to travel in the world or in your mind, all the beautiful energies that you're going to connect with and come across, all the forces that you would not be experiencing if you were still in the same old cycle. This is boding that your confidence lies in your future. You're somebody that has renewed yourself, and you've prepared yourself through the adventures that you've had, and you're waiting for the right moment to walk confidently into this world. You're heading there right now, or you're about to. But the understanding of the accumulated energies that you've harvested or harnessed along the pathway to obtain the new cycle forward are going to be the same energies that are going to help cast you into the visions and the pureness of your heart. So it's always listening to that voice of your intuition, voice in the wind, and follow its direction. So that's what this is showing here, and I think that's definitely emanating in this channel, and even the dream, that there's some new energy present, that's new change present in regards to the whole situation that's come up in the channel. Now the king, is it the king? Oh, the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands, and again the fact that this is a Queen of Wands present in the energy as well. It's all about accumulating. It's all about creating your actions, leading your actions, having your actions stem from what really fuels your heart, what makes your heart happy. It's a really good question to ask yourself when moving forward on new ventures in your life, changes in your life. What makes you happy, and how is that going to lead you in strength? And the fact that the strength card is following it is really pivotal here. The strength card in this instance is also about creating simplicity in your life, and from the purity of your heart is the best way to achieve any like great result. And this is in the upright, so this is saying that you have done the work, and you're doing things through what you've learned, what you've achieved so far. And this is the time that you're applying these. They're very instinctive, they're very primal within you forces, because you've lived them. And this is being applied right now, and this is coming after the Knight of Wands. So they're kind of interconnecting in multiple ways, because it's what's fueling the passion of the Knight. And because of this, because you have that passion igniting you, because you have this primal, innate understanding within you, success is going to come to you so easily. Whatever you're trying to achieve in your future in regards to the illumination of what you're here to do, the truth that you're walking in, the pathway that you're creating, it's definitely leading into some sort of success. And the fact that you're expressing it from energy that you understand and you have grown within is only going to emanate power. And that involves the personal growth that you've achieved. So that's the way the strength card backs up that Knight of Wands. It's about like being inspired and gathering your courage from the past. Understand that you have learned this, so you know it, and that's all you need. You don't necessarily need to explain yourself to others if you have the truth behind it all and the understanding. And it's not like a victory that you're boasting in. It's just this is just a glory that you get to share because you've achieved so much. And we have the Seven of Swords to close it out. And that is indicating, it's about releasing. This is a very great time for you to be able to release your grievances that help you to keep growing. You want to shed as much of the weight as you can, and this is the best time to do so. And it's the most favorable in helping you escape unwelcome situations. And it's just making me think of the part of the dream where the body was found. It was not the awareness of the body from the dream that I saw with the young youth. And I'm not sure, I hope there's no correlation in the two, but it's like for the Seven of Swords, it's a favorable time escaping unwelcome situations. And that should have maybe been that for somebody. If this is in relation, it should have been that for somebody. And maybe they were in that predicament because they were avoiding they escaped an unwelcome situation. But in that escape of that unwelcomed situation, they gained another unwelcome situation, is how this feels. So they may have been like very alone, or just had to try to figure out how to do life without a lot of help. And I guess it kind of hits me because, we can have parents in our lives, and, people tend to have this, like, again, the societal construct is there are experiences that we're to have in this life where it creates the perfect structure, and it's like a mom and a dad, or like two loving parents and a home and a certain stature. Like there's all this dynamic that comes into play but we never really talk much about the dynamic at hand that is in the loving, said to be, appeared to be loving environment with two parents available for a child. It's, it's the discord, the trauma. Like, I mean, we all have lived something. We all come with some form of baggage that intertwines in our family life, and it's this is the thing that nobody understands beyond your own personal understanding of what something is, what goes on behind closed doors. And when I think about reading this Seven of Swords card to you guys, it's like that particular junction in the line was like, it emanated that somebody may have been trying to escape an unfavorable family situation, home life situation, and maybe they were offered an opportunity to evolve in a new situation that was exciting. And it for a youth to have friends, right, that's a big deal. To be invited out to a party, wow, that's a big deal. And maybe that was a big deal for somebody, but maybe that big deal led to something else because of whatever that circumstance was. And that just kind of hit me in that moment, right? Because, I mean, I grew up in a home that appeared to be very loving, and there was a lot of discord that I lived that nobody really knew that I lived. And I can only speak for myself in regards to my own personal circumstances, but it's like, you look at people and you think they appear happy, or they look like they've been through nothing, but you really don't know what someone's been through. And you can't assume and that's the mistake that a lot of people make. And again, that speaks volumes into this channel, the information that was coming forward. This is all very relevant to today's channel. So the Seven of Swords is, like, it's a very favorable time for some of you. You're escaping unwelcome situations, and you're also able to grieve and release, and you keep growing because of it. But it's also a sign to take care of yourself and to let things resolve a little bit at a time, because it could become overwhelming. And even in like your relationships, you could break away from these grudges that you may have had in the past, or reframe everything for the better. That's the whole point you're wanting to try to do, right? But sometimes we can get caught in that loop, especially when when our mind is young and not fully formed, and we haven't had the direction or healthy direction from an adult to be able to help us formulate it. That leaves some people in a very vulnerable state to kind of figure it out themselves. And I this sits really hard in my core, because I was one of those people who learned a lot of life lessons because I didn't have adults in my life that should have been in my life in a much bigger way. And it's just the way that my family circumstance went as a child for myself. So this is relevant here, and I felt I had to share that. So anywho, I'm going to leave this here. This is the message. If it resonated with you, thank you for sharing space with me. Please like, share, subscribe. I really do appreciate the support. It does help me grow and evolve as a channel. As some of you know, I may have had this account for over a decade, but I just started posting this year. A lot got in my way that stopped me from posting previously. So this is the year I started to really focus on stepping out into this type, sharing this part of my being with the world. And I really do appreciate sharing the space with all of you. And I do hope that you find it beneficial in some way, shape, or form. Anyways, I'm going to leave this here. Until next time, take care.